phase, but can you fire the same quality of shots here on the battlefield? It's burn into Trella for domination. Map number 1, YWL, 100 Thieves on the rollout. I cannot wait to see them go toe-to-toe.
Warrior Falls will be the battleground to decide things first and who takes the initial charge, and it seems to already be at YWL. Jitwood on the Black Cat, alive and well.
Yeah, that's the answer here. Daredevil taken out of the equation. It's Jitwood on the Black Cat, but there's
uh-oh, chat. Uh-oh, 100 Thieves going right out the gate. Jitwood is on the Black Cat. I told you, ban Daredevil, and you will win. Didn't I say that last game? Sorry, I'm loud right now, chat, because I have a lot of passion, and I told you guys.
The brawl potential with
this is Unk 3 coming at you with the Unk wisdom, bro.
In 2-2-2. Well,
what do you mean W remix? That was one. Let me look at my viewer list real quick.
Afterwards, because of their performance so far in that first team.
He took my strats. He's watching.
I mean,
no, he's not watching.
This in the last series with a team like YWL, you gotta play fair
I did
game,
tell TTK to ban the character though.
Jitwood though over onto the Star-Lord. A little bit of an identity crisis for him as Daredevil is off the table here, but itself taking the Daredevil.
Jitwood is now on the Star-Lord.
Zaytek's gonna fight back, and he will put an end to Self's reign of terror here, but 100 Thieves still in control of the point. Jitwood though, boots on the capture circle to try and take it away, but yeah, it is just a button heads, and right now YWL's head against the wall that 100 Thieves have put up.
It's such a tough spot to be in, specifically for this YWL roster, right? The Black Cat they've opted for before, but the
Jitwood already played, what, 2-3 characters?
For them has been reliant on that Daredevil, the first ban they were not expecting, but it was warranted based on the performance we saw with the 3-0 sweep in that last series against Stickdrift. So 100 Thieves did their homework. Remix, maybe not going to be homeless after this one.
See, this is what I mean as well, chat. YWL does not have that much healing. Kendrick is on the... They have Loki healing, obviously, but they have the Mantis.
400 Thieves, but in a little bit of trouble. Millennia taken offline right away. There's Galactic Legend overhead from Jitwood, and Mask on the ground with some extra pressure on that Thor. He is holding on to that God of Thunder. Not going to need to call upon it here. 100 Thieves stopped at 75%, and now YWL, first time here on map 1, they are
Wait, what did the caster say? I wasn't paying attention.
This is what I was waiting for, the adaptation that happens every time from we lost.
Wait, what happened? What did they say?
Down any escape from Self, and Delena swapping
Remix might not be homeless.
Cyclops and seeing the concussive force and beams will be enough, but clobbering time.
These casters are pretty low-key goated, though.
Could immediately waste it down.
Yeah, I mean, great target prio here from 100 Thieves right out of the gate here. 25% for YWL, but that is a large gap to keep trying to close here. And these one-for-one trades won't hold for long here. Really great from Delena. Vinny and Millennia on cleanup duty afterwards. They'll get a couple of KOs. Vinny finding a double on the Venom here. Delena finally getting one by one picked apart. Now Winnie to rotate onto the point here. They will retake 75% and counting. Time running out here on point number 1.
Oh, by the way, Jackie, appreciate the 50 bits. You're too kind. You're too kind.
Swap back into the favor of 100 Thieves.
I appreciate you watching.
Going into the series, that the flexibility would be enough from them, and yes, it is. TTK no longer having to worry about his hero pool. They're locking in.
Yeah, locking in here and looking to lock in point number 1. It is one fight territory for Thieves to take this one home. That Devil being put away here by Self. YWL still standing tall as overtime goes into effect. It is going to be a head-to-head brawl, but YWL coming in with the advantage here. Zaytek's onto the Bucky, and he has been a lethal weapon, a true sleeper agent in Ignite. Every single time you think Bucky is out of the picture in terms of the meta, he is here, and he's there to deliver a Kraken impact straight to Self's skull here. Daredevil taken out, and
I hate that. When you go try to smack someone and then you hit the ceiling. I hate it.
They've been doing good on cleanup here. YWL able to make the flip. All that they're going to be at least 50% here, looking to try and push Thieves back out.
And this is the struggle with this strategist composition that I've been talking about. You know, you got to wait a little bit of time for the upgrades, and it will get better as this matchup goes along.
No, chat, we're not bringing J3 ult to this game, bro. I remember Overwatch called it J3 Pulse Bomb. We're not bringing that here, bro. Stop it.
100 Thieves is a very lethal combo, but YWL, they've been doing well to target the problem children of 100 Thieves, and we'll see if they can do it again.
Yeah, it's going to be that target priority that keeps them in the fight here. Jitwood up overhead one more time for another Galactic Legend. Mask in the skies as well, calling down the thunder onto TTK, and Jitwood will finally find Winnie.
Yo, wait a minute. YWL's bringing it back, though.
YWL going to get back cap, but 100 Thieves on a body disadvantage. They will retake it. A YWL.
That was a good back cap, though. Don't give him any percentage.
You got to win the fight to take this one.
200 IQ play there. I believe it was by Vinny on the Venom, going from behind enemy lines and getting it to the 99% to force an overtime situation once YWL get to that percentage themselves.
Yeah, they very tight battle here. Gonna try to make it happen again. TTK on the point there. Blue thing, feet on the ground. They will stop them just short of making the flip. And now it's double 99 overtime, but it's Thieves coming up big into this fight. Vinny and Winnie, the combo there, taking out almost all of YWL. Delina getting in the mix as well in that KO feed. Xantho, the one left standing. He's got a strange portal.
I don't think he's gonna make it. Oh, he did make the portal. Okay.
As the troops try to get back through the portal, that is a big body disadvantage. 1 second of overtime left, and the Thieves will hold him in the portal there. A close point number 1. A close Warrior Falls.
Might be second guessing my prediction here for a second. Hopefully it wasn't a bit of a curse, but I think a lot of it has to do to that research that 100 Thieves did. They wasted no time in between rounds, figured out what made YWL tick, and then went through the archives to see what has worked against them in the past. And this is a great shutdown potential from them. The Brawl is doing really good against the dive of YWL for good reason, but we'll see if the clutch comes in from Jitward, right? We've been waiting for them to pop off. They had a decent Galactic Legend once, but aside from that, relatively silent, even with the 5 final hits to their name. So really looking for somebody on this team
Jitward's
to step
not
up.
doing that bad, chat. He's
Decent
still
hooks
ace,
from
13-5.
but they also haven't had the best answer to Winnie on that strategist Deadpool. I mean, they've been able to bunny hop away and into the sunset with a potential victory looming ahead of them, but still need one more sub-map point to get that first map in the 3 that they need to qualify for LAN for the 3rd time in a row as an organization.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great call out on you know, YWL. They kind of bank on teams needing a little bit of time to figure out the game plans, to figure out the strategy. They allow themselves to kind of build an advantage that they ride all the way to the end of every series. But 100 Thieves not easily fooled by that. Of course, we know, we did talk about they've scrimmed in the past, so you don't know exactly what strategies that both teams are willing to share. But clearly, 100 Thieves at least doing their homework on the tapes of these official matches that YWL have been playing in, because they came prepared, ready to go for this matchup here. But it was very close, right? Double 99 overtime, strange portal on the play. I mean, ops being pulled out right out of the gate, and I feel like that's kind of the caliber of matchup we were expecting between these two going in.
It's not.
I'm just really curious about what the answer is going to be specifically here for YWL, right? We've seen them try to rock the Vibrant.
I just want to finish this game, man.
With the
I want to see who's moving on to the LAN.
Going into this next sub map, so we could see that come to bear, but I don't think it's going to be enough to deal with the explosiveness of this composition that we've seen from 100 Thieves specifically. I mean, using the clobbering time plus the Yancey Street Charge to shut down any advancements that we've seen from YWL on the dive. They use Self with the DD for the vision to know when it's coming in. They just have counter after counter after counter without having to use the classic ones of the charms and freezes and stuns. They're just dipping them straight up in the neutral.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely no room to kind of rest on your laurels, right? Because even if, you extend out, do some pushing towards spawn, Vinny or TTK flip right on through and go for that back cap, because both of them tried, and Vinny did succeed in at least flipping it their way for a second. So, good to kind of split and make them fight 2 different fronts, right? Fight to get out of the door of your spawn, and then now you're trying to rapid rotate to the point and hold off a potential flip. So, definitely aggressive from 100 Thieves. Absolutely pedal to the metal here, but now it's up to YWL. They've got some data here. They've got some idea of what to do, and the question is, what do they bring to the table next? I do feel like the Daredevil and Cyclops bans have kind of left them in this weird identity crisis.
I do like having this Vibrant Vitality team up, as I was mentioning, for the damage boost from the regeneration domain, and also just an extra option to stay alive.
Yo, Jado, appreciate that 2 months. How you doing, my friend?
Also the stuns as well. This is a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, just on the back foot right away. Again, the same thing we saw on Warrior Falls here. 100 Thieves absolutely relentless here. Luca on the Hulk, trying to knock him out of the way here. Kendrick taken down by Vinny on that Venom. Thieves gonna try to circle the point here, but Self taken down by Mask on the Thor. But YWL, the life bar is ticking down way too quick for any of their backline to be able to keep up with. Though they are battling back, they get a couple good KOs against 100 Thieves. Overhead though, Jitward goes for the Galactic Legend, and TTK sends him all the away to
I don't
Yancey,
know how
swinging a
100
big
Thieves
haymaker
even won that
as
fight when
well.
it looked
So
like they were,
100 Thieves in control yet
when it
again.
looked like they were
made the
losing
first
that.
gap here, 10% and already on the tape.
Oh, that guy just transformed to go back in.
Fight win here for 100 Thieves. The momentum fully in their favor, and it just doesn't seem like YWL has the right answer, the right composition to go against them. The Vanguard lineup struggling to go toe-to-toe with them. Jitward on the Spider-Man, though, for the first time in quite a while, and I feel like that's when you know it's a bit dire straits for this team, hoping that they can use the pull off the map to get them into a better win condition, especially if they're down a man.
Yeah, YWL looking for old but gold here from that Jitward to Spider-Man, looking for the off-map almost right away here. Butterfly from Zaytex now on the 100 Thieves, but they are healed up and ready to go here. Big stun on the GTK, but no follow-up. Millennia going for that Jeff all but shout by Jitward on that Spider-Man. Unfortunately, it is a 2-for-1 at the hands of Self and Winnie. Deadpool all over and over and over again. It's rapid charge on that ultimate here, and all the while, YWL are making this fight off the point, and they are not winning it either here. 100 forward pressure applied, so even if YWL managed to win the fight, they did all that without contesting.
It's such a tough spot to be in for YWL, right? You talked about that, won the fight, or potentially was doing well in the fight, and then unfortunately didn't have a single soul on the objective, and there's not really enough long-range healing. I do like Xantho now on the Jeff. That could be the answer, what was missing from them, as Self does let the devil out.
Yeah, Xantho Jeff was pretty big for them, so definitely looking to try and strike some of that gold from that previous matchup. 2 for 2 here. Both teams getting some licks in, but 100 Thieves.
Jitward is on the Spider-Man?
86% and counting, and all the while, Delena on that Kraken impact, putting down some damage, clearing the way, and YWL now scramble through.
I feel like
the
Jitward
force
looks
of Zaytex
lost
about to
right
lay
now
down
if he
here.
doesn't
They
have
should
it.
enough
Man, he's
time
doing,
to at
the
least
Starboard
contest here,
looks
but it is
clean,
going
but
to
he
be
don't.
overtime.
No?
Portal goes up, but
I don't know.
they do manage to get a touch
Also,
here. OG goes
YWL
into
did
effect,
say
and
the
that portal
Mantis,
able to
but
open.
they
Good
are
heads
not
up
running
play
the Mantis
from
anymore.
YWL. Luca will give his life for it, but it'll give them one more chance to fight this out against 100 Thieves. They will be able to do it under a Kumiho Unleashed, but if TTK lands a big clobber in time, but all of YWL crunched down.
Whoa!
He does land it. Kendrick sent out of Kumiho form. Now YWL
Spider-Man ult.
without a
Oh, he's
strategist
dead.
ult
Never
and
mind,
not
chat.
a lot of health here. Delena on the Bucky yet again here. And if they can't win the fight here, Millennia's got an itch. Jeff ready to go for the rest of them here. He will throw it onto the point there to get a couple of his teammates out of the way, but Luca, of course, way too big for that shark to munch on here, and overtime finally ticking away. 100
But the Spider-Man flying in and ulting.
to 0.
And that just goes to show like how effective
Yeah.
a fully upgraded strategist Deadpool can be,
100
right?
Thieves,
The damage boost I was talking
one,
about from the Deadpool in your area.
0.
Just how quickly they can build up their ultimate from bunny hopping on their allies and use it time and time again.
Wait a
with
minute,
relatively
100
short
Thieves
cooldown,
going to
especially
land?
with the nerf
100
that we
Thieves
did see it
getting
to
in third
the ult
place,
charge
maybe,
generation, but
potentially
that was a
second
massive
without
first
Terra?
map win. The one-sided Daredevil that we saw as well, I think, led them
I think we
to
keep banning
having
the
just an
Daredevil.
information gap throughout
Ban the Daredevil,
domination map
ban the
here on Burn
Gambit.
T'Challa 2. Self,
They're trying to
a lot
run
of people
Mantis,
were
but they're running
questioning
Mantis
their
and 2 heal
flexibility,
comp,
but you don't
and
need to flex
GG's,
if
they
you
lost.
have the Daredevil. They learned that one from Jitward. So
Oh yeah, you
I
could
feel like
also
they
hit
took
potentially
everything
first.
that
Yeah,
could've
they could
learned
potentially
from the previous
beat.
series and the ones that we've seen so
Yeah.
far in the playoffs, and practicing and scrimming against YWL.
Look
This
like
is
my
just the
ranked
perfect
teammates on
storm for them
Spidey.
to come out on top of
True.
this map specifically, but we have seen YWL drop dominations before and then come back swinging in previous maps afterwards. So that'll be the question that remains here as we head to the break, and we'll be back with the next map after this.
Do you guys think if he goes DPS Deadpool? No. See, what the problem is here, either Zaytex or Jitward has to play the Mantis. They have to run triple support with Mantis. And whoever, let's just say Jitward goes Mantis, he has to damage boost Zaytex, because Zaytex, I'm pretty sure is like the hit scan player and all that stuff. So, I don't know, man. YWL is full of one tricks. You can't have that, man. You cannot have that. Yo, D-Bert with a massive 100 bits. YWL is using Mantis more than Fox. I don't even know. I don't even know what Swamp Gaming even did that game. I think 100 Thieves needs to pick up Spark Chief, honestly. Why would they need to pick up Spark Chief when they're doing really well, though? I don't think Spark Chief is going to leave Team Liquid Citadel. I think Team Liquid Citadel, I think he has a pretty good spot. Even though he's not playing, he's riding the bench. He's probably getting paid. And if they win, he wins too, chat. So I'm going to be honest with you. That's a pretty good gig. I hate Vinny. Why do you hate Vinny? What did Vinny do, bro? You're acting like Vinny came over to your house and kicked your dog. What's wrong, chat? What's wrong? Vinny dies first every fight? I don't believe that. What are the games tomorrow? The games are lower finals and then upper finals. Hey, oh my god, follow. There's someone at the door. He said his name is Vinny. I thought you meant there was actually someone at our door. Like, I was about to... Why is someone at our door during 4th of July setting off fireworks? I don't... Is Stick Drift still in the running? Stick Drift is out. Are you trying to say something funny, Emily, that you just don't know the words for? Oh my god, Vinny's in my house. What is that? What is that? Oh my god, Vinny's in my house. He has a knife. What's that? Oh, I'll be okay? Okay. Is that what you're trying to say? Vinny and TTK kicked my dog and called me a ugly fat loser. Okay. But like, where's the no, that's fucked up though. Hashtag cancel Vinny and TTK. I heard Team Falcons are interested in Marvel Rivals. Really? That would be awesome if more teams come over to Marvel Rivals. That would be awesome. Oh, yeah, sorry, Jay. Twitter is canceling Crimzo right now. They gotta wait. Bro, is Crimzo getting a lot of hate? You know what? Is he actually getting... Wait, stream time is wild. I had time to drive an hour and a half to Philly, eat lunch there, go to a World Cup game, drive 1.5 hours home, and we're still rolling. Yep. How you doing? How you doing? You know what? We have a minute left, chat. Let me go see the drama real quick on Twitter. Damn, 500 likes, 152 views, 82 comments. Grown man, by the way. The FaZe boys try to kill my career. Thank you for speaking up the same way I did. Wait. Crimzo removes Techie. Techie joins Flycrest, destroys Sentinels. Crimzo removes Oasis. Sentinels gets relegated. He removes Rymazing and Korova. They go to Dark Zero and qualify to the World Championship, beating Sentinels. Kaluj leaves Sentinels and makes a final of a LAN while Sentinels can't win a series. Ooh. Wow. Please leave Sentinels for everyone's sake and take Kurova and Adam OTP with you instead of blaming Oasis. Whoa, whoa.
I just want to formally apologize to 100 Thieves. I was not familiar with your game, but also I think we kind of cast or cursed YWL lost here as well. You know, shout out to the players on 100 Thieves for locking in. And that's what they've been doing
there's a
throughout the
lot of
competition,
stuff
especially
going
today,
on.
right?
Oh my god. Oh my god. There's a lot of comments.
And, you know, getting revenge for the group stage specifically. I think they lost 2-1 there as well. So this team has really taken the time between the preseason into the group stage into the playoffs now to go into the hyperbolic time chamber and just train as much as they can, and eventually this will be their arc for success. They're the main characters now, at least after that first map. But you know, talking about the MVP, the main character of that map, it was definitely the strategist Deadpool that we saw from Winnie. And also you can get the 100 Thieves bundle in the shop, by the way. It's one of the best ones. But Vinny, actually, not Winnie, is the MVP here. Maybe a bit of a miscalculation, but either way, Vinny did a really good job too, like we saw on the Venom with 9 final hits for their team. The dives too, coordinated with the rest of their team that we saw as well with Winnie and Self. TTK also, you know, rallying behind them too. I think everyone has, you know, a straw in the race, or a horse in the race, excuse me, that they can say.
People were defending Oasis in the comments when he was one of the voices that claimed that I had a drug addiction despite not medically being able to take them. Wait, what's going on, bro? Dude, Twitter is going wild right now, chat.
YWL and yeah, Venom all up in business the entire time. But yeah, you know, Winnie as well, you know, the rhyme duo here, that strategist Deadpool coming in so big right out of the gate. The first fight, Winnie had the Deadpool all built up and ready to go, and it was a stunner in the first 5 to 10 seconds of
Vaudable even retweeted it.
Just could not recover from. And yeah, I mean, big numbers for a lot of the members of the Thieves here. Of course, Delina and Self, that DPS line.
Speak up, Kurova, and everyone who's in the right.
Home. Like you said, you know, TTK as well, absolute damage sponge there onto the thing for quite a while. So this team really firing on all cylinders. And yeah, we lost, you know, putting up a fight, you know, took them to 99-99 double overtime on the first point.
Damn,
but, you know,
bro.
there's kind of an issue here, or kind of a question mark floating around YWL is, you know, 100 Thieves, they banned the Daredevil, they banned out the Cyclops, 2 very important
Wow, this guy is just mad.
Lineup, and you see what happened. They kind of fell apart there on map 1. So now it is, what do
Yo, let's go. Rivals Twitter was boring without beef for the last 2 days.
Here to do some damage,
oh my god, some people thrive on drama, bro.
Ban draft, but who are you going to amplify with that?
That's the problem. Yeah, I think they messed up by saving the Mantis, and they tried to run, you know, that Vibrant Vitality I talked about, focus on the strategist lineup a little bit too much, and it was the duelist lineup that was doing such a good job in the previous
recap this drama, bro. I don't know what the drama's about, chat. I have a job.
From the Daredevil with Self, also seeing Winnie just building up the strategist Deadpool ultimates time and time again, and using the bouncing bobblehead to sustain their team in these team fights too.
No, you don't. I have a job, bro. I'm in the working class. I don't usually
using the
follow.
Pounder.
I don't follow drama chat.
The Katana Final Exam ultimate with the jackpot we heard multiple times throughout that team fight. So there's a couple of different options that they can go for in this next ban draft. I'm more worried about what the answer is going to be for YWL. Do we go to Museum? Because that seems to be the counter pick for Convoy.
I thought Twitter was just a free OnlyFans.
We saw how that
went
went against FlyQuest. It was a full hold on Museum of Contemplation. So if I was YWL,
Museum of Contemplation,
potential for Shin Shibuya. That's a big focus for them too. And yeah,
I can't wait for Museum of Contemplation.
Yes, the Pacific Special. So many times.
Jay, you have a whiteboard on wheels.
The first counter pick of the series often goes to Museum
this whiteboard was $35 on Amazon.
Showing, yeah, we did our homework here. We were ready to play against this team, but YWL saying we did ours too. We saw what happened with that FlyQuest series on this map, and we want to see if we can go toe-to-toe and hold you just short of that first checkpoint door here. So, you know, trying to change up the game plan here, taking Thieves by surprise, because the biggest thing coming into this match with YWL
yeah, my bad, chat, bro. My pockets run deep, man.
Against YWL,
my pockets run deep. Yo,
Marvel Rivals like
what can I say, man?
And they spend 1, 2, even 3
$35 whiteboard.
Trying to figure out exactly
those markers, pack of 10,
and how they
10
can
bucks.
Play it. But 100 Thieves,
balling.
team that has scrimmed YWL, one of the few that have scrimmed against them, came prepared prepared for it. They were ready for this matchup, and they were able to take a map 1 stunner. And that
They're
Winnie,
probably named
at the beginning
Brand.
of the series, we saw him before map number 1, looking a little bit distraught, but now
Expo, dry erase.
A little bit better.
Yeah, you know, I buy only name brand, chat.
Is definitely
you know,
good looks for the
Expo,
rest of this series.
dry erase.
Millennial
Low
also
odor.
just like kind of going amongst the rest of them, trying to motivate
Chisel.
them, say we got this 2 maps away, you know, from qualifying for LAN.
Yeah.
Winnie feeling pretty confident there, and I love the camaraderie there, and I think that's the big difference, right? We talked about, is the boot camp buff going to be enough?
Sniff
And
it?
so far, it's proving to be pretty
It doesn't
effective
smell like
for
a
100
Sharpie.
Thieves compared to what we've seen in previous stages of the 2026 Ignite calendar so far, but will it be enough to shut down YWL on their comfort zone, their comfort pick in Museum of Contemplation, where so many teams have struggled against them, but a couple of them have been successful in getting a victory on this map. So if anyone could do it, as you're talking about, it would be a team who has studied against them and practiced time and time again, and very likely played hundreds of hours of Museum of Contemplation at this point.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt we're going to be seeing YWL push to their limits in this series, considering we've already seen 100 Thieves showing their hand a little bit and saying, yeah, we know your tricks, we know your game, we're here to play it too.
Bro,
no
I'm
big
too
deal
tired.
there, but,
I don't know if I'm going to be able to
is
finish these games,
on the line
man.
for these teams, like we talked about, you know, YWL coming through the MRC system, champions 2 times there.
Let's get this game!
Out there, the
Let's get it going!
putting their hopes and dreams on this team, and they're a team that's very adaptable. They will change with the pressure. So, you know, the Daredevil, the Cyclops bans are huge for 100 Thieves on that first map, but I do bet it is far from over for YWL. The bag of tricks runs deep for them. They just gotta find one that works against 100 Thieves, and you know, maybe Museum of Contemplation is the answer. YWL, they kind of favor that map, but they do play well on
someone
it.
feed TTK, bro. He's eating his thumbs.
Aside, they did have a
he's eating his fingernails. Someone has to go get him some food, bro. Someone get him Snickers.
We can find that first foothold and kind of build this series out for ourselves going forward. But the big question they've got to answer is the
Jay,
team comp. I just want to say they
Jay,
really need to play the rest of the series,
Whoops,
assuming they're not going to get Daredevil or Cyclops, because they're just confirmed. Hey, if we take those away, we definitely
get some
have a chance
mods
to win
going
against YWL.
Oh wait, he's wearing a South Park shirt.
To note here too, specifically.
Also, what's the hold up
Yeah
here, bro?
Loss
Can we
is that
get some
they've
games
played
going?
Some, you know, Rocket Raccoon, which has had a big resurgence in terms of, you know, popularity for the pro scene. The Cosmic Amplifier with the damage boost and extra health, but also the Battle Ready Beacon for the red.
Where's the coach going, bro?
Heals now that you can deal out with the current buffs and how fast you can get the ultimate. What happened last time with FlyQuest is they got it one-sided against 100 Thieves, and that seemed to be a big difference maker for them. Of course, they shut down TDK with banning out the Angela. Angela has some decent paths that they can fly around on this map as well, and it seemed like they had a really good read on the comp.
I wouldn't be so surprised if Jitward was
YWL is going to be able
in the practice range real quick, trying to learn a new character.
We talked to Luke, he said it's kind of chaotic.
They banned Daredevil. They banned Daredevil.
A number of mistakes, so I feel like it might have been a better option to ban out the Daredevil again.
They
this time,
banned
but
the Daredevil. They saved the Gambit.
But they do lock the Gambit this time. That could be the difference maker.
Yeah, definitely looking for something to change up here to try and help them get over the hill, because there were definitely signs of life from YWL on map 1. It was not a complete steamroll from start to finish for the Thieves, but yeah, like we were kind of talking about, you know, that first draft phase leading to the map 1 win for 100 Thieves.
Good ban. Good ban. I like it. I like it. That's a good ban against YWL. That's a very good ban.
Trying to find a DPS,
and they're going to save Daredevil themselves. One-sided Daredevil chat and a one-sided Gambit. Looking good. Looking good.
The future here. They're going to take that Daredevil one-sided, because with a guy like Self, you got to let him hop on the Daredevil.
Yeah, similar like we were saying to Jitward, if you have someone who is a very strong contender for one of the best in the business on a certain hero, and they are one of your duelist players, you want to lock it in for them. We've seen that happen with the Wolverine for Crazy Kitty on the other end for Rad, and now we see it happen here, but this is a better read for YWL. Banning out the Thing, we saw how effective TTK was with that. You know, the Yancey Street charge, making it so that everyone's grounded and can't escape when they try to go in to take out the back line. They were doing some great peels for their team, and we even saw the Haymakers doing great damage throughout the rest of the team. And I feel like so far so good for we lost. I do like the one-sided Gambit too, because they have the damage boost, the alt charge acceleration, but a little bit more power if they do opt for the Jitward Star-Lord. That seemed to be what was lacking behind those Galactic Legends.
Yeah, like I think they're very close to locking in something that they can play out a map with and potentially turn a win here. But yeah, it is all about doing a little bit of tinkering here at the drawing board, and a Luna Snow save for 100 Thieves now, so Snowflake's on the board. I think both sides banned her out last draft, so maybe first time she's put boots on the field here for this one. But yeah, I like the change-ups here. Like you talked about on map 1, Vaudable, yeah, we lost. They know where the problem children are. They have good target prioritization. They know what they need to deal with. So I love the Thing ban here because, yeah, TTK absolutely relentless onto that Thing. They are going to ban out Groot as well. So
makes sense.
A little bit of shots at Vinny potentially here too. I like that one as well. So I definitely, yeah, we lost a team I could never say does not have the draft IQ, because they definitely do.
Yeah, they definitely locked in here. They know that, banning the Mantis probably isn't the best option right now. They're likely going to rocket and force them into a triple strategist. But the Rocket Raccoon, as I was talking about, having that available to YWL Loss is massive, but it's not one-sided.
Number one player, by the way, for 21 months. Appreciate it.
On this end. So I don't know how effective it's going to be,
the
but
ban,
we've
though,
seen, the extra damage from the Star-Lord having their team up would be massive too. Actually, the survivability, not the extra damage, but from the Cosmic Amplifier as well, and that's why they're going to be banning the Star-Lord. I feel like they kind of gave their hand away by saving the Rocket Raccoon and making it so that the Star-Lord is banned out this time. It makes it difficult because the duelist lineup, you got to be questioning, what are they going to be playing on this map now?
Right. It just deepens that question we were asking coming into map 2 is what is Jitward Pilot? Because the answer was starting to lean towards Star-Lord, but now that is taken off the table as well. So I've said it once or twice in this series so far. It feels like a little bit of an identity crisis for the duelist line on the side of yeah, we lost. So they are going to have to answer the question, where do we get our damage from in this series? And yeah, I do feel like it tips their hand a little bit with Raccoon save. And I kind of wondered about the Loki ban too, because, Gambit obviously taken out of the equation, so no back-to-back Royal Flushes. I almost would have wanted to see a Rocket Raccoon ban there, but, there's plenty of good targets for Loki to copy too, so potentially never a bad idea, but we may be getting a little bit of Jitward Black Cat here because, again, he is being pushed to the limit in terms of hero pool.
Yeah, it's a great map for it, again, because of how long the lanes are, especially if you get to that second objective, and having that invisibility that you can use is a massive boon, because you can use it even more often than what we've seen in the past with Psylocke as well, and we haven't really known Jitward for playing that, so a bit more of a typical composition, I would say, from YWL, also having a bit more potential for sniffing out the dive from 100 Thieves. But speaking of 100 Thieves, they are going with the triple coveted on Museum.
Yeah, the tried and true here, and definitely gets some licks in on Museum of Contemplation here. Delena on the Golden God, the Adam Warlock here.
Welcome back.
You know they're going to be looking for some Karmic Revival. Vinny, though, going to start off this fight. First KO for him. Mask will fight right back here, but Delena Cocoon Res.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Black Cat chat. I'm going to be completely straight up honest with you guys.
For TTK on this one, and he's got a double
might
KO
be,
right
might be a GG's.
As well on the mag, and yeah, the triple looking good here as almost 60 seconds away, and YWL not even on the Batsmobile at this moment.
Yeah, that's the tough part when you are facing off against this 100 Thieves roster, right? We did see the Angela band out for TTK, but they decided to focus on the thing.
Jay. How you doing, TTK's mom? Hope you're doing wonderful. Hope you're doing
TTK
fantastic.
It would have been a better option to focus on this.
Of course
Angela
you are. You're a Jay3.
You see right there. My God.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, already showing that, hey, you banned out some of our problem children, but TTK's hero pool is deeper than it has ever been in his history of playing with 100 Thieves, so you cannot stop him. Zaytex, though, will deliver some monster piercer shots to Vinny. I'm going to be walking it back, but Luca already taken out as well. Jitward on the Black Cat, sent back by Self.
If 100 Thieves full holds this chat, I think that's going to be the shot through the heart, bro. I don't think YWL can come back. I think their mentals will be boom.
YWL still just at the halfway point number 1, so YWL may have come into this map looking for a full hold, but right now, 100 Thieves looking to lock in that chokehold.
Duelist Deadpool from Jitward. I was wondering
Duelist Deadpool now from Jitward. Bro, Jitward is playing every single character to try to find something that works, chat. I told you, you ban the Daredevil, bro. It's over.
Invisible boundary here, keeping 100 Thieves on some life support. Delena will find Zaytex off at the out, and Luca as well. A double KO for Delena on the Adam. TTK in some trouble here, but another one onto Jitward now. Delena cooking here on the Adam Warlock, the Golden God indeed.
Why do I feel like I don't know why I always thought
YWL
never mind.
have left, and they cannot get control.
Self has a really good tank for being a DPS player.
This is a composition that I feel like YWL has struggled against before, is this triple, right? They don't have the heroes that they want to play with for the duelist
Oh, Self plays a lot of tank and rank. Really? He's a really good tank player.
Through, it's just not enough power behind it. Kubiho unleashed from Kendrick and quickly bursted down.
Damn, dude, it doesn't look like YWL has an answer for this, man.
They're just getting
I feel like they're getting bullied right now.
And nothing they can do to escape this nightmare that they have found themselves in.
Nightmare indeed here, especially in the hands of TTK. This Angela will find Xantho, sending Gambit back to square one here. Millennia as well in that KO feed. And yeah, it is just terror around every corner from 100 Thieves here. And yeah, you know, YWL, they are in desperate need of some damage and they just can't find it. Jitward, several swaps already, but just nothing is a breakthrough for them here. So now 45 seconds on the clock. 100 Thieves, the ult advantage. What do you do if you're YWL? The answer is that duelist Deadpool ult here. Mask will find TTK. That is definitely a good start here. But now the problem arises. Delena, Karmic Revival online and ready to go here. So 100 Thieves gonna throw themselves into the heat of battle here with just 30 seconds for YWL to find an answer. Double KO for Jitward on the Deadpool, but Vinny gonna get right back up and right back into the mix there. That Venom big body is back on the battlefield yet again. Still holding on to several ults is 100 Thieves. Winning an FCYA as well, so I mean there's some damage and potential here to close things out as it's just 10 seconds left to go. Double strategist ult.
Oh, they double strat ulted. Uh-oh, 100 Thieves, we good, bro? I mean, if you wipe them, you wipe them, but dude, Self is so... Self is insane right now. Uh-oh, chat. They
to try and turn the tide, but overtime already a couple seconds away. Now Self overhead, Meteor M ready to go here. Can't make the
oh, come on, Self. We were just glazing your tank, bro. Chat.
YWL full held here on their
I think the game's over, bro.
Pick.
I think this might be over, bro.
A nightmare for YWL, but it's more the multiverse of madness, a horror movie for this team.
This
Unfortunately,
might be
there is
over,
no
bro.
timeline
It might be
against
over.
this 100 Thieves roster where they come out on top based on the performance we have seen so far. At this point, it feels like the strategists on YWL are like William Dafoe from The Lighthouse, just staring up into the skies, wondering when they're going to be done in by the surrounding
There's no way they're doing
around
this on
them.
purpose,
It's just
chat.
such a tough
There's
spot
no
to find
way,
themselves
man.
in.
Why would you
Thieves.
purposely
This
lose?
is the lock-in we have been waiting for. Winnie without a single casualty to their name.
Not go to land, not get more money, and also if you make it to land, you are guaranteed more money.
I mean, it's a rare position to see YWL in, to see them on the back foot here
Come on,
with
chat.
no answers. Usually they're the ones that say, we will set the pace here. We set
Not
the
everyone
rules in
has
this
the
matchup.
squirrel mentality, bro.
Came in and delivered them stunner after stunner, and another one here on Museum of Contemplation. Half of checkpoint number 1 is all 100 Thieves have to do to take this second map win. And one of the biggest problem children on 100 Thieves, again, has been Winnie in this matchup. Not taken a single KO yet, has been on the point in every single fight that 100 Thieves have taken. So
look at YWL's comp. I don't know if this is gonna work, bro.
Heels dangling over the edge of the cliff. 68 meters is all the space they've got to take. It's one fight from the get-go here.
Almost a funny number, but either way, TTK back on the Devil Dinosaur, which we have not seen in some time, trying to build up the strategist ultimates a little bit faster for the team, even with the passive.
TTK on Devil Dinosaur is just going to give Zaytex like unlimited
team, especially
leaps.
Luca on the Hulk. They know that they're going to be the one to worry about, so I do love these options.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about if there's any secret weapons in these Team Zero pools, maybe that was the time to bring it out. 100 Thieves got a couple interesting things on the board. TTK on the Devil Dinosaur.
Dilemma is on the blade as well. Yeah, wait a minute, chat. What's going on here?
Jaywalker makes his appearance in this matchup, and they will bowl right over YWL here. KO feed bright blue here for the 100 Thieves, as in under 45 seconds, they clear the way.
Oh, they're keeping Luca away, and they just killed him. Damn,
There's
dude.
definitely a portal coming in here, but what a play here for this interesting comp that Thieves got
going. Jitward is on his 22nd character, chat. Now he's on Iron
going
Fist.
into this one, but also the survivability of Blade. We've seen it do quite well on these convoy maps, especially with lanes like Museum of Contemplation in Midtown and even Yggdrasil Path. So there's been potential for people to pull it out, but the Iron Fist coming out from Jitward, that's how you know they're pulling from within. Zaytex on that Mantis, and they're gone. Elo.
Yeah, it is identity crisis all over again here. Jitward on that Iron Fist. You are right. They will manage out Millennia, though. A couple ults left for YWL in the tank. Kumio unleashed for Mass, but it is all over. They do find some KOs though. Kendrick taking down Delena, who is going to be holding that 1,000-fold slash when he comes back, if he stays on the blade here. But yeah, it is one fight, one breakthrough left for 100 Thieves to take this second map in a row here. But YWL gonna fight with everything that they've got. They do have some good forward pressure.
If 100 Thieves loses this because they're trolling, I'm gonna laugh.
Same thing for the Daywalker here. 1,000-fold slash on the board from a Delena. No KOs coming out of it, but always love to see.
Nope, never mind. Doesn't look like it, chat. GG's. GG's, chat.
Here, move that Batsmobile even further forward, and that is it here. They're gonna go all the way off the line, and 100 Thieves, 2 minutes still on the clock, will close it out. Now one map standing between them and their third LAN tournament.
Zombie Doctor Strange hunted by the Daywalker himself in Delena, taking them down a peg, slicing and dicing it to victory. One map away, as you mentioned, for the third consecutive LAN for 100 Thieves as an organization. And
they
what a
might
bounce
make
back
it
it has
to
been.
LAN.
Museum of Contemplation, known as the
LAN.
domain for Yeah, We Lost, but now kind of living up to their name, where we said they might have had to change it a bit cockily going into this series.
Yeah, I mean, definitely gave YWL a lot to contemplate here coming out
There's
of
one
this
game
museum
left.
run.
Relax.
On
Bro,
their
chat,
own
there
turf,
I don't
yeah,
need
we
to
lost,
relax, bro.
defeated
Do you
yet
not
again
see
by
what's going
100
on?
Thieves, a team that
They're
has,
lost.
recovered
You
from
can give
losing
them,
one of the
you
top
can give
duelists in the
YWL a
region,
map
Kella,
right
going over
now,
to Navi,
and they'll
now
still
saying,
be
"We're here,
lost. Give
and
them a
we are
compass.
ready for our
Still
third
lost.
LAN trip." Map number 3 on
You gave
deck,
him a treasure
match
map?
point
That
for
treasure
100
will
Thieves, just
forever
one
still be
map
hidden.
away from going to the mid-season finals yet again. Don't go anywhere. We'll have that
This
third
was,
map
I think,
right
this was
after this short
YWL's
break.
best map too. No, I wouldn't say Blade is meta right. I mean, there's a few teams using Blade. I think Delena used Blade more of a kind of like a meme thing. Something Delena would probably do. Melee DPS DPS players should always have Bucky in the bag. I think melee DPS players should. I think some melee DPS players should have at least some hit scan. If not a hit scan, maybe a support in the bag. So you can put like yourself on support and put Kendrick, like Zaytex. Listen, that's the problem with that team. Zaytex is a fantastic hit scan and DPS player. Jitward needs to be the one that plays Mantis. I don't know why they're putting Mantis with a solo DPS. Deadpool. Jitward needs to be on the Mantis, or Jitward can learn like Wolverine. Yeah, I don't know if Jitward has a Wolverine. Their whole playstyle is around Jitward, but that's bad. If your whole playstyle is around one person and they get banned out, your team's gonna be clueless, like a chicken with its head cut off. Take care, pray to Guang Guang. I'll see you tomorrow. Chat, by the way, tomorrow starts at 11 a.m., just as a heads up. Let me see. Tomorrow starts at 11 a.m., so you guys can sleep in a little bit. It's not 6 a.m. anymore, 7 a.m. We're starting at 11. Yeah, you already know I'm gonna fucking love. Yo, Ty Fisher, appreciate about some new tier 1 sub. I know I'm saying it. I know, but I'm saying it how it is. Jitward says he doesn't on stream like it. Stream like that? What do you mean? What, he doesn't like hit scan or he doesn't like Wolverine? I don't get it. Listen,
Protect your bald king.
all I'm going to say is that when I used to play Overwatch professionally, I was a hit scan player. My team needed me to learn Hawkeye. I was gonna say Hawkeye. My team needed me to learn Hanzo. I learned Hanzo. You gotta do what you gotta do, man, to win. Nick, appreciate the massive tier 1 sub, my friend. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? And no, people have asked him to join XYZ org, and he goes, no, I need the team to play around me, not the other way around. That sounds like very selfish gaming, though. That sounds like very selfish gaming, no? Because if you say that and then you get banned out, this is exactly how it's going to go. Go back to the Twitter drama. It's been too entertaining. I don't know if they continue. I don't know if there's anything new from the Twitter drama, though. Nah, ain't no way you guys are calling Jit word Jit Warn. No. Hey, Sush. Are you scared of fireworks, baby? Hey, baby. She's the rare cat you never see on stream. Are 100 Thieves the only org to make it to 3 LAN tournaments? I have no idea. Chat, I don't know why you guys are telling me to look at the drama, bro. I don't think there's anything going on. Wait, Crimzo's 27? He's being taken to the vet like some poor medieval prisoner. There you go, Emily. Look at this cat being taken to the vet like some poor medieval prisoner.
Well, it's been a quick second half of the show here, Diatonic. I mean, we had a 3-0 sweep, and we have potential
No, it says, what's wrong with, what's up with the Crimzo drama laying on me?
Yeah, we lost as their counter pick, but it seems like it might be inevitable at this point, and well, Thanos isn't in the game yet, so they're hoping that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, much faster than I was anticipating here in these last couple series, as 100 Thieves got the momentum going here. They've been first banning Daredevil in both of the drafts they've had against YWL so far, and I don't imagine that'll change anytime soon here. So it's just left him with this weird issue of what duelist do we bring to the table.
You said what time is it on UTC? Chat,
and it has been all
I don't
100
know, man.
Thieves
I would just
type
type 11 a.m. EST, put it in your time zone.
There are definitely a couple of candidates from the side of 100 Thieves or the MVP, but for me, it's got to be Self here, right? It just has to be at the end of the day. I mean, he's got the one-sided Daredevil, and he is really kind of conducting this match. But it was really the Magneto that got my eye on him to start things off. On the first round, when they brought triple to the table, Self was on the mag, and I said, okay, great. He's got a shield. He's just gonna soak up some damage. No, he just gets a double kill like right off the bat. You know, right out of the gate.
Yeah, 8 finals on defense for their team. Only 3 needed at the end on attack as well. And again, you know,
where's he pointing to?
This hero for them, but they're still able
the 100 Thieves logo is a little higher, chat. Is he pointing to the guy next to him?
The triple and lock in against YWL, who seemed like they
I'm trolling, bro. Yeah, I think he's pointing to the logo
for some time, but they figured out the
he's pointing to the stats. Ooh, that's aura.
Teams, you can play against these bracket demons and actually learn how to beat them as long as you scrim YWL.
He's pointing to your hair.
It's telling everyone.
It's not there, bro.
Yeah, and we've definitely heard that teams don't want to scrim YWL, and I feel like just paying dividends to Thieves here that they have practiced against them. And, you know, got to take a look at these numbers again. One other player I feel like we wanted to highlight here was Winnie as well. Was not KO'd that entire map, had the most healing output on the strategist flavor of the Deadpool. I mean, what a performance here on map 2. And again, you know, that strategist pool just paying more and more out in terms of value for 100 Thieves. And now here we are, Thieves one map away from their third trip to land in Rivals.
Baby.
And YWL, I mean, you know, it's not over until it's over, but a
how do they
big,
decide
big
who goes to
reverse
land?
sweep is on deck, and it still just
Usually
feels
the
like
best
they have
teams
not
go to
found their footing
land.
in this
So if
matchup.
they win, that's how they decide.
We have seen in eliminations from YWL lost in quite some time. I would say early days.
Aw,
of MRC,
Boba is such a
or even the
sweet cat.
preseason
He's
where we're
trying to,
seeing,
like,
you know, some teams go toe to toe
soothe his sister, and she's scared of fireworks.
But 100 Thieves,
Boba
they
is such a
have the
great
playbook
cat.
in hand, and they have locked in and are ready to close this chapter in their story. And well,
how do
this
they
is one more
decide who
page to
wins,
turn
though?
before they make it
So
to
usually the
land
team
stage
that
for
beats
third
the
time
other
in a
team
row
and
as an
not loses
organization,
is
but a
usually
little
the
bit of a
winner.
different look than last
Let me
year.
know if you guys have any
Better
more
than
questions.
ever at this point in time. The boot camp buff is there. Remix looking really strong in terms of the band draft so far. I mean, we have to give the credit where it's due to the entire team, but also to the minds behind it as well. And just the support that this team is getting right. I gotta talk about the elephant in the room, right? Certain organizations not flying up players, and then, you know, the support differential between the teams that are putting in all the resources that is necessary to get a land spot is shown, right? We see the teams who do have that performance coming out and have the resources, have the boot camp, have the practice, have the coaches. It works. You need to support your team
Top
to
3 each
help
region.
them flourish throughout these competitions.
Chat.
And 100 Thieves are
If you guys
perfect,
type exclamation
evidence
mark
of
MRI,
that. So hopefully some of the other teams
all the
through different
information
stages in
is
LAN and whatever else
is
kind of
there.
learn
You
from
guys can
that
click on
themselves,
mid-season
internalize and be
playoffs,
like,
and it
hey,
tells you
we
all
can
the
do a little bit
information.
better for
You guys
our
want to learn
give
more
them
about
the
it,
necessary
or if I don't know
ingredients,
anything.
Cook up a LAN performance and a LAN qualification as well.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt that boot camp buff has come in so much for them because, you know, being able to play together, make call-outs in person has to be big, and we kind of saw the same effects in the Pacific region as well, where, you know, Gen G were able to play together in person. That helped them tremendously, but another big buff for this 100 Thieves team is just how long they have been playing together. Since the inception of Marvel Rivals. Of course, now Self stepping into the shoes for Terra as he jets off to the EMEA region, but it is a big buff to have that chemistry built up over time, and it's just not something that you can throw together at the last minute. And yes, YWL have played tournaments before and they've made some roster changes here and there, but you know, the chemistry between the
How
two
could you
of
be
them,
bald
and
with a big head and with no information? How can you have 2 hands on the mouse and keyboard and have access to all the information in the world and not
still has a chance to
find it yourself? Yeah, you want to be a butthole? I'll be a butthole back. How about that?
Here as well, but I mean, which map do you think it'll be on this one, Diatonic?
Yeah, you know, I was keen coming in here to say maybe we're just going to see Shin Shibuya, as that's another one that YWL are comfortable with, but I have to wonder if they're taking a pause because they also are comfortable.
Oh my God, we're taking a pause.
And they
Look what you did, Asane. Look what you did. You scared the players, and now they're taking a pause.
Played Hall of Dajalia, so maybe go back there, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they want the comfort,
you missed it. Boba was so cute with his sister. He wasn't like biting her or fighting her. He was like comforting her.
That's the toss-up for me.
He just walked over to her and was like sniffing her and trying to like lick her.
Hall of Dajalia, but it did kind of become a nail biter here, very close down to the line, but no, they will go for it here.
I did. I tried to pick her up and then she clawed me.
On their last lives, they are going to fall back on that Hall of Dajalia map pick that helped them win in that last series. So yeah, you know, I was worried that maybe, you know, I was thinking surely they don't go for the comfort pick here, right? Because it just didn't work for them on map 2. So
butthole, you're such an
There we go.
Yeah,
Emily told me I need to stop cussing.
We've seen decent success from them in the past, right?
So flark you.
Stick drift, look very competitive there, even with the Star-Lord play that we actually were able to witness from them. So really curious on what the compositions are going to come back from 100 Thieves going into this one, right? They could run the comp that almost countered 100 YWL, right, from stick drift, which was the Hell in the Moor. That's an option for them, especially if they are going to be banning out them on this time. So we'll see if that is going to be enough for this roster. You know, if this map is going to be the difference maker, turn things around, start the reverse sweep train out of the station, or if it is going to be 100 Thieves domination across the board, getting the perfect sweep, not giving their opponents a single point, by the way. They didn't give
yeah,
one
she
in
probably
domination,
messaged to
didn't
come
give the
over,
one in
and I
convoy.
don't have my
They don't
phone,
want to
so.
give them one in convergence and full hold and have a perfect sweep as a statement to any of the doubters out there. And I will say I was a doubter. I got to say it. 100 Thieves, of course, you know, I had great hopes for them in the preseason, but going into, you know, the preseason playoffs and everything else, it wasn't just the results that we were hoping for from the team, but they have learned through adversity, trials, and tribulations. And now they are here to book.
I don't even know if I recover my phone if I'll have her number.
Really, both of these squads have walked a long road, not just in rivals.
I don't
overall,
save
but
it though on my phone.
In stage
or I don't know if
one,
it's saved on the
for
cloud.
YWL, they are looking at potentially the end of that road
GG's.
here if they cannot find a way to turn the tides. I think, you know, looking at this from the very beginning, something big needs to change with the draft for YWL, and they're the team that can kind of turn things on a dime, change things
let's
up
see
and
this
take
chat.
everybody by surprise,
Last
and that's what they need
game
to do. I feel
of
like, you know,
the
100 Thieves
day,
came right
possibly.
out of the gate, played a little bit of YWL's own game against them, and it's just left them in kind of this tailspin.
Ooh, YWL banned the Daredevil back, but why?
Between the maps here, we were wondering if maybe we were going to see a Daredevil first ban from YWL, and it is true. Mirrored across the board. No Daredevil for self either on map 3.
And a thing first save for 100 Thieves. I mean, they know that the dive is going to come out in some capacity from YWL. Unfortunately, you know, they won't have the Daredevil available to them, but potential for the Gambit right if the bans come through later on. But based on the side that we lost are starting on, they have a bit more of an advantage in that capacity. They are able to lock in the Cyclops, and that's the biggest difference here, I would say, for Zaytech specifically, is that they have just felt like they haven't had hands, unfortunately, without the Cyclops. It's been the clutch factor for them. That was the difference maker when they swapped to it every time they were facing off against Stick Drift. And yes, they didn't need to protect it or ban it or anything of that sort, but I think that was a bit of a misread by their opponents previously. 100 Thieves, different caliber, different resources, different beast.
Yeah, that last series against Stick Drift, it was 2 trump cards that we lost brought to the table. And of course, one of them was that Daredevil, and unfortunately off the table here. But the other one, well, you're right, was that Cyclops, and it was a swap they went to change things.
Oh, the save on the Cyclops, but also the ban on the Mantis Gambit. Wait a minute, this is a whole different ban phase, chat.
And go to him later. But, you know, again, gotta point out, you know, Mask on the road here was pretty big too. Made some big plays that kind of put them over the edge to take the win here. Thieves have 1 ban left. I don't know if they're going to spend it on the Rogue or not, but, you know, again, the Thieves have shown all throughout the series. They clearly watched the tape of YWL versus Stick Drift.
Yeah, a couple of different options they can go for depending on if they want the Rocket Raccoon out of there, and that was part of the victory win condition for YWL. We saw Kendrick actually being the one to use it pretty effectively, right? Got some decent healing, had the battle ready beacon, and it being one-sided could it be the difference maker between winning this series in a 3-0 sweep or YWL taking 1 back. So 1 final ban potential from them. They still have the Gambit available to them, but they're going to go for the Star-Lord ban instead this time, leaving them the Gambit and the Rocket available, and I don't know if that's the best option here.
Yeah, definitely all up in the air here. And, you know, we said we wanted to see something different from YWL in the draft here, and they definitely changed some things up.
True.
As they did on map 2, and, you know, it didn't necessarily play in their favor. So hopefully the map pick will be something that helps keep them in the fight here because, yeah, that train to the midseason finals is about ready to leave the station here. Engine revved up, and 100 Thieves about to step off the platform and into their seat here.
Yo, what's up, Day? How you doing? Reverse sweep? No way.
To make a last-second jump through the door, but I don't know. 100 Thieves.
No way, bro.
They are a tear here. There's
also, for my sake, I would love to go to sleep early tonight, so hopefully not.
For YWL, even after
but these bans are interesting, and I am very interested in seeing where we go from here.
It's map 3, a fresh slate, but 100 Thieves, they just need to finish this one off to get that ticket to the midseason finals.
Is that going to be the amazing Spider-Man in Jitward coming through to save the day when New York needed him most? I mean, we'll figure it out. We saw a little bit of it before, but this could be the time to strike for them. The problem is
Jitward is on Spider-Man.
And the Devil Dinosaur from TTK. Vinny also
their back line is okay. They're running Jeff Luna. Okay, let's see this.
From YWL, and protection actually from the bubble for TTK, swapping on over to the thing afterwards. That is a masterclass.
Oh, that's a huge play. I like that. You saw that? Go Devil Dinosaur, put a bubble down, and then TP the point. Wait, that's smart.
And Sid YWL running. These are going to hold up on the point. That's 2 ticks away. Where is YWL? They are here on the outside. Good hook onto Delena. That is Jitward, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in this matchup, pulling Delena out of the rest of the team, but they have already secured 2 ticks here and 1 KO onto Mask on the Angela. So a solid
damn, bro, chat. Wait a minute.
Deadpool all ready to go already. It's a 2-for-1 there. Xantho find Winnie, but
damn, wait a minute. Come on, close it out, close it out.
Daredevil not available for him. Goes over to the Wolverine.
They're not TPing either. Damn.
With 5:30 on the clock.
Speed ran the capturing of the first objective.
Damn!
And that's not the game plan.
Yo,
that
bro, I think it's game, chat. There's no way. I think YWL's...
who is the real Scott Summers in this matchup.
I think it's done, bro.
Zatex having to take a bow after that one. We do have the fastball special also
in the end,
to 100 Thieves, showing,
to
hey,
make it to the playoffs, yeah, we lost. Actually kept true to their name.
A lot deeper than just the DD here. The Wolverine cutting to ribbons, chasing down Luca, now going for Zatex here.
But I mean, third place is wait, no, that's not third place. Fourth place, right? Fourth place is not that bad.
Delena will finish off Zatex, and again, 100
no, chat, don't compare Jitward to Warren. Jitward actually was he played like 12 characters to try to make it work, bro.
Just trying to survive at the moment, not able to turn the tides on defense here. Fate of both worlds coming out from a Xantho, trying to buy YWL some time to get these ults charged up. Beast of the Abyss ready to go for Luca, but all the while, 100 Thieves just holding the cards, waiting for the up. Activate the ults here. No strategist ults left. Vinny himself gonna get a couple of KOs here, and a Ruby Rage from Zatex finds a nothing here, coming up empty, but Delena's Cyclops sure is not.
100 Thieves are going to the lottery, buying a single ticket and then catching the jackpot every time that they want any chance for gains to happen in this matchup. And that's exactly what we've been seeing from them, especially Winnie on the strategist Deadpool. Vinny also unleashed on the Hulk. The World Breaker.
Okay, let's see this chat. I want to see what the
away from the rest of their team, and even with Mask going in with the Heaven's Retribution.
Oh, poor Jeff, bro. Poor Jeff.
Escape the reign of terror that 100 Thieves have been preparing for quite some time against YWL.
Yeah, they are chaining these fight wins together. Like you said, kind of hedging their bets, right? Holding on to the ults, winning these neutral fights, and then in the next fight, they've got all the ults ready to go, and that's the result you're seeing now. YWL wiped out yet again here. Less than 1 meter to go for checkpoint 2, and it's still 3:30 on the clock. 400 Thieves there. Knock up, and Delena putting some damage down onto Mask, and not even the rope can save him here as the Thieves just wipe the floor with YWL yet again here. Vanguard Life for Thieves in trouble. TTK pretty low here.
What happens if Jitward... Someone said in chat earlier, what happens if Jitward's actually throwing so he doesn't have to do a face reveal? There's no way he would do that, bro.
Looking to try and bite back for YWL. Double KO on the Cyclops here.
Did he do a face reveal? Wait, Jitward, by the way, had drama with Kingsman. After that, yeah, bro, good luck. I feel like everyone in Marvel Rivals has beef with everyone. And I'm just over here like, I'm too old to have beef, bro.
As the Cyclops for the team with a Penta, but is this just
also, that was a really good hold
temporarily against 100 Thieves, right? Jitward able to also get some crucial eliminations, but I feel like a lot of that had to do to the resources being used and burned by 100 Thieves. So going through this next team fight, this is a must-win for YWL to stay alive in this competition.
Yeah, I mean, every fight for Jitward is just a huge effort on the Spider-Man as well. Meanwhile, Delena just flying through YWL's resources with those optic blasts here. Gonna have a Ruby Rage ready to go here in just a moment.
Got a little too hungry, but he'll be back fast. All Spider-Man players, don't worry, I'll be back fast.
And in the fight here, but YWL finding a good stop just shy of checkpoint 2. They have actually pushed that cart back a fair bit here with 2 minutes on the clock, 400 Thieves. So just kind of looking for a way to get their foot back in the door here, but YWL able to at least repel them for now, but Millennia there there. Perfect angle right onto Mask and Winnie as
What?
well.
Jay, you've had enough drama already in your career, I've heard. I don't have drama, bro. I just say the truth and people get mad. That's not drama.
Just stuck in this tailspin over and over again, and now that cart on the move. But I do think they'll have one more fight in them.
Yeah, I mean, all the ultimates for 100 Thieves, right? Potential for one last fight for YWL and trying to go in, but actually canceling
Sometimes,
the
chat,
Ruby Rage before it's even fully used.
the truth
Yeah, huge pick for
hurts.
sure. Now going to force out that last stand from Self, and he goes down as well. Zaytex on a tear here. Xantho's got a bait of both worlds, but that club very quickly comes to a close here. And now Millennia on the gambit here, finding Kendrick, and Winnie will take out Jitward as well. So strategist line in trouble for YWL. It's just Xantho on the Luna, the only one trying to keep this team up here. And TTK relentless there onto that Luna Snow. Strategist nowhere in sight for YWL.
I hope you had a good fourth, Jay. I finished a hell of a 12-hour shift in the kitchen. Hey, good shit, man. I've just been sitting here for 16 hours watching these games. And also,
45 seconds left to go. They're throwing everything they have.
Oh! How did he hit that?
A realistic way for them to win here on this map, but finally it's the breakthrough. 2 minutes on the clock and one checkpoint left to go.
Come on, Sushi, come here.
Still we see the contest coming out from Luka as well. Eventually they will fall and tumble down. They will. A couple of swaps coming in from YWL. This is the first time I've seen Jitward on the Punisher.
Wait, Jitward's on Punisher. Okay.
Okay, swapping back to it, realizing I'm not that guy. I'm going to go back to the Star-Lord and see if that'll be enough for this team. But it just seems like anything they're throwing at this 100 Thieves roster is not sticking, and they need to figure out the answer, the way forward, and Mass Heartbreaker could be it.
Yeah, they are going to have to rally around something here. Rogue in some serious trouble, though. Able to break a little bit of hearts here, but not the heart of Winnie on that Deadpool. One more ult going YWL's way. Ruby Rage from Zaytex gets some damage, but the overheal for 100 Thieves so huge here. Life bars looking clean as ever as Delina cleaning up here on YWL. Still a minute left in the time bank, but 100 Thieves making some decent progress here. YWL just trying to find something they can succeed in stand from a Self.
Bro, Jitward went to Punisher and now he's back to the Star-Lord?
Stand and get this thing over the finish line. But YWL, they have at least found ways to slow down the pace.
The final exam upgraded for the bonus health so that everyone can be sustained through that dive that we saw from Mask. And now they're actually pulling out their own cooperating time potential that they want to build up to. They have the hands. Might be enough for them to deal them back to 100 Thieves, taking down 3-4 members, maybe an entire team.
There you go. He's popping on the
Star-Lord,
Star-Lord, man.
30 seconds remaining.
I think he just needs to stay Star-Lord. I think he's living... Maybe he's a little frustrated. Maybe he's living in his own head right now, chat.
Huge. And I mean, we talk about YWL being a team that is not afraid to make hero swaps, but these are rapid fire, non-stop. We're talking about loyalty they suffer, and they're already ready to swap, especially from Jitward here. So 10 seconds left to go here. Not a ton of ults in the tank for either team. TTK's got a clobbering time, and it goes huge here. 3 members of YWL knocked out. Self over onto the Punisher. He's holding it down, able to get to the overtime and keep the mission vehicle moving here. Delena will go down at the hands of Jitward here on the Star-Lord. 100 Thieves dropping one by one here, so this may be the end of the push.
I think that might be game. That's still a good push.
Finish it off here. They gotta finish the meal if they want to try and make this a realistic hold. Delena on the Doctor Strange here. Portal is gonna open up, but not able to get there in time. They hold him through the portal, and YWL at least leave the door open to win this map right here.
They can win this, chat. They can win this if they don't throw it.
Solid offensive push for 100 Thieves.
It was hard to tell at the end there, but I think it might have been an exile onto the Doctor
They got
Strange
this, bro.
They
They got
the
this.
portal and could not
I
touch
believe.
down at the right moment to contest. So tough spot. Didn't get the 3 points, but went as far as you could for 100 Thieves. So YWL have their work cut out for them. I mean, looking at the stat line alone, Zaytex carry as much as they can, and Jitward getting back into the saddle, you know, learning a hero that they barely play at this rate with the Star-Lord. Really need to see the rest of the team come.
I think he needs to stay on Star-Lord. I think his best character that he's picked all day so far when his Daredevil's band is probably Star-Lord. I don't think the Black Cat's doing anything. I don't think we saw him on Punisher. As Spider-Man, Spider-Man, I don't know.
Again, it feels like just a flurry of changes from them. You know,
what else did he play, chat?
Not getting enough time for things to settle, but as that dust settles here, they are able to make the stop. So YWL have an opportunity here to take this map and get us to a
DPS
map
pool.
4, but it is a long trip through Hala Dajalia to get us there, and you know 100 Thieves are ready to close this one out here. Vinny on the Venom. Kendrick, for a second there, I thought we were going to see some Adam Warlock coming out here. No dice, though. Luca's on the Hulk yet again. And yeah, it's just going to come down to how quickly can YWL get over this Iron Curtain defense from 100 Thieves. They full held them on Museum of Contemplation, so they got to write a different story here on the third map.
We'll see what that story is going to be. Ruby Rage, Last Stand. We've seen the combinations from Delena and Self, and they have been deadly, especially with the kinetic claws that come through. But all eyes on Luca. They haven't got a final yet, and they need to step up.
How come Rivals tournaments take 20 hours?
Step up here, and it is time, YWL.
Because we watch 2 regions. We watch EMEA and we also watch NA. 4 best of 5s go a very long time, chat.
Got Self and looking for a target. No good there, but we'll get a little bit of slice and dice onto Luca for now, as they are just looking to dig heels in and stay on the point here. Delena almost back and ready to keep the fight going for her.
Oh!
Good kidnap there as well. Can't convert to a
he did it again. The movement in the air.
And Xantho and Zatex as well will join him one by one. YWL will fall a minute away, and they are going to revert that little bit of progress. No ticks yet for Yeah, we lost.
Great hold so far for 100 Thieves. I like to change up for Vinny to the Venom too, just to dive them and force the attention away from the rest of their players. Allows Winnie to get in, build up their strategist ultimates, have that sustained healing when they go in for the dive, and even if there's a chance for YWL to try and counter it with the Blessing of the Kumiho team up between Kendrick
this
and
is
Xantho,
last game if YWL loses, yes.
As they would like it to be, so they need to find a different answer. Galactic Legend could be it.
Yeah, there's just too much pressure. They don't have the room to work and make that team up work for them here. Galactic Legend from Jitward gets some
dude, he just flew through the air and actually lived too. Never mind, he did not live.
Here. Winnie, though, has that Deadpool ult around every turn. We saw the bunny hop come into play before YWL even able to walk it back to the point and now able to let it fly here. And big damage coming through now. YWL in some serious pain here. Zatex hanging on by a thread as his team falls around him. Jitward as well will go all the way back to square number 1. Millennia finds the white fox, does go for it, does spin Kendrick off the edge, does not need to make the sacrifice play, and it's a reset yet again for YWL.
Well, I think it's safe to say that this might be a GG's, chat.
This Jeff, Symbiotic Shenanigans still available, gets that basically a soul bond without having to play Adam Warlock in this composition, and TTK.
Tomorrow's the last day, yes. Tomorrow's the last day until the tournament, actually.
Zatex, Ruby Rage hasn't been known to be super effective as an ultimate in this playoffs, and that's a great kidnap from Self.
Yeah, big opener here, 400 Thieves in what could potentially, depending on how long it goes, be the last fight here. Xantho, very early fate of both worlds to help YWL get their foot in the door here. And trouble for 100 Thieves now. Delena and Self both taken out. Self going to go over to the Strange for the portal because he sees his team. He knows those health bars looking pretty low, so they are going to need a way to get back on the point here. But
wait,
too late.
never
YWL
mind. They capped.
Checkpoint number 1. No Strange portal popped here, and it's 3:30 on the clock for them. A good run here at offense, but of course, you know, now we got to look ahead. There is still a lot of progress they need to make.
Forcing Self to swap off the Wolverine because of the hard counter from the Blessing of the Kumiho. That's a good look for YWL, but we've seen how lethal Self is, especially with the Kraken impact halfway to it. Delena with the Ruby Rage might be enough after a clobbering time just to close out YWL with still plenty of time.
Yeah, no doubt Winter will be coming for YWL here, but Winter coming for 100 Thieves here. Xantho opening up this fight with a KO on the Luna. Zatex finds Self.
Bro, can you guys imagine if YWL actually wins this?
In the middle of all this chaos, but yeah, YWL finding
if YWL actually wins this, this is going to be massive. Imagine the reverse sweep, bro. Imagine the reverse sweep story.
As well, and Delena forced to try and battle back for the Thieves, but now YWL 2:30 still on the clock away to checkpoint number 2. It definitely feels like they're starting to find the flow here, but again, you know, there is still a long way to go, but YWL good looks so far.
I think the big thing is that they're focusing on the duelists so far for 100 Thieves, right? Targeting Delena and Self before they can even use any of their abilities and get some good trades and focus on the squishies from YWL, and that's been the difference maker so far, but can only do so much once TTK and Vinny kind of keep an eye on that and go for a combination of their own. Clobbering time still available. Beast of the Abyss as well, and TDK easily gets the KO.
Almost a hook too.
Yeah, forces out that Fate of Both Worlds from Xantho here. And once that goes down, there is a big opening here for 100 Thieves to put on the hurt. Self holding on to that Kraken impact here. And they'll find a couple of KOs right out the gate here. Again, trying to hold on to those ults as hard as they can. And White Knuckle grip on the ults will pay off because they win this one in the neutral here. Resetting is YWL. A minute 30 left to go. So I don't know, maybe enough time for a couple fights here, but 100 Thieves, you know they are going to come strapped and ready.
I'm liking the patience from 100 Thieves on these Vanguard ultimates. They know they could be the difference maker in the next team fight. That Kumiho Unleashed, as they've been ult tracking, is available, and that's a lot of sustain to burn through. So once it goes down, might be the time to activate, but the Kraken Impact will also have some lethal potential here.
Yeah, and they're really trying to buy themselves some time to maybe make this the last fight here. Ruby Rage from Delena will find Jitward early on, and now the Kraken Impact from Self is on a line here. Winnie and Vinny will fill out that KO feed along with TTK.
Could be the potential last 60 seconds, chat.
Impact, but no need for it. Jitward back up and out of spawn, but staggered out
potentially the last 60 seconds, chat.
For YWL to get back to that cart.
YWL are going to have to make a huge play. I'm talking about, like, you know what I'm talking about, chat. A Captain America-sized play right here. If they want to keep their playoff alive.
Jitward has to have one of the best Galactic Legends possible here, or their journey in the stage 1 playoffs will be over.
And he is not going to wait to let it fly here. Overhead, Jitward on the satellite. One more time for YWL, but a big early pick onto Xantho, onto the Luna Snow. Kendrick able to take out Self, but that is going to hurt in this fight. And so is that clobbering time there, finding Mast and Kendrick on the knockup here. 10 seconds left to go for YWL, and they are dropping like flies. Jitward in trouble with no strategist on the point here. Time ticks away, and 100 Thieves will complete their heist here. Welcome back to LAN, and welcome to the mid-season finals.
Damn, they're excited, bro. They're excited.
The Haymakers flying through the air of TTK.
They are excited.
Thieves, as he mentioned, back to back to back. LAN attendance is sustained 100%. They'll get full marks
Yo,
for it. They are your victors
congratulations
against YWL, proving that maybe the partner program is